Welcome back. You guys are the best. Hey, so let's go through some news and then I want to bring some opinion in on this. There's a lot of good information. There's some, we'll call it opinion, but there's also, I think, some common sense in here too. And that's really what I want to bring forth. And I'll tell you when the opinion comes in so you know what's opinion. Okay? So right here, this is from Sunday, guys. It's from the 16th. They're telling you that they're bringing the 2020 budget forth. Yesterday I saw someone made a comment yesterday. They said, well, how does the fiscal year, or how do you know the period of time you specify as the fiscal year? Guys, I could tell from the news coming out. I'm very analytical. I could tell from the news coming out this year. Again, Iraq, this is the first year Iraq's exiting the Chapter 7 sanctions. Because they're exiting the Chapter 7 sanctions, it's allowing them to transition to what was their original former fiscal year of April through March. That is Kuwait's fiscal year today, April through March. That's why Kuwait revalued their currency on March 24th of 91 for their start of their new fiscal year in April, okay? That is also Iraq's former fiscal year before they went under the Chapter 7 sanctions in around 90-91, okay? This year they are exiting the Chapter 7 sanctions. That is why they are able to change back to their original former fiscal year of April through March. Okay? Now, the reason that you have not seen a 2020 budget is because the budget is married to the rate change. The budget doesn't contain a rate, but it has things in it making it married to the rate change or dependent on the rate change, such as reforms. Reforms contain things like the HCL, the Hydrocarbon Law, Article 140. All of those are post-rate change reforms. Those are, and hence all the white paper reforms, which is what they brought you this quarter. Okay? That's why they haven't shown you a budget, because they have not been ready to change the rate until now. That's why now they brought you the white paper reforms. That's why also now they're ready to bring you a 2020, but it's going to be a 2020 semi-annual 6-month budget, which would go for the last half of their year, okay, which is October through March. That's why they would be, okay, and one critical thing you guys have to understand in this is they can only change the rate at the beginning of a new fiscal period, October 1st, the second half of their fiscal year, okay? What that means, though, is if they're preparing the 6-month semi-annual budget for October, the second half of the year, it means they have to change the rate at the end of September, guys. Flat out, okay? So anyway, this article again is from Sunday, and it talks about them bringing forth a 6-month semi-annual budget, but notice how it says remainder of the months of 2020, okay? We're not going to read this. You guys understand it from the title, okay? So a semi-annual budget there. That was just one, though. This one is also from Sunday. See the date down there, the 16th? This one's also talking about a budget or remainder of the budget for the remainder of the year. Again, that's a semi-annual budget, okay, 6-month. So again, this is from Sunday as well. So on Sunday we had 2 articles talking about doing a remainder, which is a 6-month semi-annual budget, guys. They're really talking about bringing this forth, okay? But let's look at this quarter for a second. So in this quarter you had white paper reforms. But I've told you that those reforms do require funding, which has to come from a budget, hence a new fiscal period. Okay, it's all coming together for you guys. As I've laid it out, it's all coming together. All the pieces that I've laid out for you are now coming together. This quarter is red hot, hotter than we've ever seen, and September is on fire. Okay, September's about ready to explode. So again, 2 semi-annual budget articles from this past Sunday. All right, give me a second here. Let's get to the next one. I've told you guys, Kurdistan and Baghdad, their comprehensive agreement, that's the delay in the rate change. That's why you have not seen the rate change. So, and here's what I want to clear. I've seen where some gurus are coming out, they're coming out with illogical BS because they don't really know what they're looking for. Some gurus are saying that Iraq has to really just be a sovereign nation. Guys, I'm sorry, that's a clueless guru, because Iraq's been a sovereign nation for years, okay? I've seen other gurus saying that regarding, one thing I want to talk about in pretty good detail in this video is the meeting where you guys know that Kademi, the PM's coming to Washington, okay, to meet with Trump on the 20th of August 20th. Okay, I'm going to throw some stuff in that for you too. Okay, but I've seen where some gurus are saying that due to that meeting, okay, that the rate will probably change before that meeting. That meeting doesn't have any that meeting has nothing directly to do with the rate change. That's why I have not put an emphasis on that meeting. It has nothing directly to do with the rate change. But I do have some good stuff on that for you, okay? So in this article right here, here's what I've tried to tell you about regarding this comprehensive agreement between Kurdistan and Baghdad. I've told you that, in my opinion, I felt they would not reach an agreement until September, okay? I actually do feel that they're farther along than they're telling you, and I'll get into it. It has to be my opinion, guys, okay, as to why I feel that way. I'll tell you that in a little bit. So again, I do feel that Kurdistan and Baghdad are farther along than they're telling us at this time, but they've already reached partial agreements in the news. They're telling you they have an agreement because they got their salary money over the weekend. Kurdistan did from Baghdad. They got their salary money for the budgets, okay? Then if you looked at what I showed you yesterday, I also showed you a second agreement reached, and they reached an agreement over the ports, the tax revenues from the ports and borders, okay, the tariffs. Okay, so that's right here, that's 2 agreements reached between Kurdistan and Baghdad. But they do have a few more agreements to reach, and again, I feel they're going to drag that out and delay that until the final agreement until September, okay? I'll get into all that opinion stuff. Let's get through these articles, and then I'll get into all that opinion stuff. Why? Okay? Now, here's a really good article from yesterday. It says the American voter and his election to Trump depends mainly on Kazemi's visit to Washington. So what this article is saying, this was a good one from yesterday, is that Trump's campaign is going to be dependent on Kazemi coming to Washington. Okay, that Kazemi coming to Washington is actually going to help voters potentially maybe vote for Trump. Okay, and boost Trump's odds for him. So we're not going to read this whole article. Okay, this is where I'm going to right after this I'll get into the opinion. Okay, so let's talk about this. Some of you have asked me, what are my thoughts? What do I feel is happening with this Kazemi coming to Washington? Okay, here's my thoughts on that, guys. And I have said this before. This meeting has nothing to do with the rate change, nothing at all. That's why I have not put an emphasis on it. You know what this meeting is, guys? This is a post-rate change meeting. So here's why I feel that they're even having this meeting. Or able to have this meeting, guys. This is where opinion comes in, okay? I feel that they're able to have this meeting and are having this meeting because I feel that Kademi has met all of his benchmarks with everything he needed to do to be able to change the rate. So I feel that everything needed to change the rate is done. And when I say done, I'm also talking the differences between Kurdistan and Baghdad. I feel that agreement's already been reached in the background, and I'm going to tell you why in a moment. Again, it is my opinion, though. Okay, so I feel everything's done in the background, and notice how, yes, I'm saying I do feel everything's done in the background. Okay, so let's look. I wanted to show you just one key point in this article to show you why I really feel that this article, is more related towards post-rate change, okay, than anything else. Give me a second here. They actually had some of the, okay. So I'm going to highlight some things on this for you. So here's what they tell you they're going to discuss, okay. Right here, look at what I've got highlighted for you. If you look at so they mentioned they're going to discuss security, kind of on the last blue line. Security, energy, health. Look at the last 2 items, economy and investment, guys. It's all about money. This is business. Okay, this meeting is more business related, okay, and about money than anything else. This is post-rate change, okay? Now let's get into the opinion side of this, okay? who's in charge of everything, including the timing of Iraq changing the rate? Donald Trump is, flat out. Okay. Now, remember, this is all opinion, but I'm also going to bring some common sense into this. So if Trump's in charge of the timing of the rate change, what is Trump doing on the U.S. side in the background right now? He's transitioning the U.S. dollar to become asset backed. Okay. Remember, I told you guys that the dinar, the Iraqi dinar, is now an asset to the U.S. dollar, Basel III compliance. Okay. So in order for the dollar to become a fully asset backed, the dinar must have value before that can happen. That means that they have to time all of this with the timing of the rate change. That includes increasing the value of precious metals. The increasing the value of precious metals has to be timed with the rate change. Notice how, again, the Trump administration's in charge. Notice how Trump made that move this quarter. He started raising the price of precious metals. Okay? Here's my point now. This is my opinion, common sense. If Iraq was not ready to change their rate during this quarter, say late September, okay, because Kurdistan and Baghdad had tremendous differences, Trump would not have made his move this quarter to asset back the dollar. He would have not started increasing precious metals this quarter. He would have had to have waited and done it later. He didn't, though. He didn't wait. He made his move this quarter. Guys, and also notice how Kademi has met all his benchmarks, and he's coming to the U.S. on August 20th. Okay? That tells us Trump's basically telling you, by bringing Kademi here and increasing the value of precious metals to time it with the rate change so we can asset back the dollar, Trump's telling you everything's done and ready to go, okay? Including the differences between Kurdistan and Baghdad. They're done, okay? Otherwise, Trump would not have been able to have made these moves if they had tremendous differences and were not ready. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So in the background, in my opinion, I strongly feel that everything is much farther along than they're telling us. Okay, they just can't tell you everything. Okay, they have to have something to put into the news. And that's what I feel you're seeing here. Also yesterday, I had a chance to, well, let me add one more piece. If you guys remember, again, this is opinion, nothing more. I remember a while back, myself and Mike P came out and we just had it's our own personal date. We thought the rate could change roughly September 20th. Okay. Well, here, you know how usually if they set the stage for something big now remember, guys, this whole video is my opinion. This video is my opinion and should not be used for financial advice. Okay. So Mike P and I gave just our own personal tentative opinion date that the rate could change on September 20th. Well, okay, usually if anyone's going to set the stage for a large event, they set it 30 days out. Well, ironically, the one thing that really caught my interest was how they came out and announced that Kademi was going to come to Washington on August 20th. 30-day stage setting? Yeah, August 20th. And we just guesstimated or had an opinion of September 20th, ironically. Well, yesterday, guys, I had a chance to talk to an individual and I thank them for their time, okay? I don't want to put their names out there. I think this individual is very intelligent on contract writing, okay? Here's what this individual that is very sharp on contracts pretty much told me. They told me that if Kademi writes any contracts while he's here in Washington with Trump, okay, they pretty much have to have those contracts written by the 20th, okay? And then they pretty much told me that there's like a 30-day kind of like a contract period in there that takes you to kind of September 20th is the back wall on that contract, and that they roughly have almost a 10-day period after that contract mature period, okay, like a 10-day window for the rate to change between from September 20th through through kind of the end of the month, okay? So what they said is they said that my guesstimation for the rate change, specifically pertaining to contracts, that September 20th was a very, very well thought out projected guess due to how contracts are structured, okay? So that's what I wanted to tell you guys. That was good to hear. So anyway, guys, that's my opinion in this. That's latest news. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. This is really good information, and I'm soon. Remember, I told you guys I had information on Kuwait's rate, what basket it's pegged to, all that, guys. I'm going to do that for you guys probably this week. I feel we're ready. We're there. So I'm going to get that out. I'm going to do that for you guys. Because remember, Kuwait unpegged from the dollar. And that's why I was trying to tell you in a previous video, I called it Iraq's rate, that I felt that any gurus, okay, who have told you that the rate's going to be 1-to-1 are ignorant and clueless as hell, because in my opinion, Iraq will not stay pegged to just the dollar by itself after the rate. Being pegged to one single currency is too unstable. It's too risky. That's why Kuwait has unpegged from a single currency, the dollar, and pegged to a currency assortment basket. But it is the highest valued currency basket in the world, which gives Kuwait the highest valued currency in the world, okay? And I strongly feel that Iraq, when the rate does change, Iraq will unpeg from the dollar and go to that same currency basket, giving Iraq a very high rate, and it's not 1-to-1, okay? But again, this whole video is my opinion and should not be used for financial advice. Hey, God bless you guys. Have an amazing day. Take care.